Hello everyone. So the last video I had shared was about multi-agent. Before that we created autonomous agent. So from basics of the Python, I explained how to create a multi-agent system with a manager which will coordinate these multi-agents and get the task done. But this is a simple application, and as I told in the last video that to make this application ready for production, we need to do a lot of enhancement in each of the classes. We have to implement all these API calling, LLM calling, and this intelligence in the agent, this coordination logic in the manager. So that's why instead of implementing these things manually ourselves, we use some framework. And in this example, I chose CrewUI as the agentic framework. And I shared you one video where you can get the CrewUI setup. You need to install Python, then install UV, the package library of CrewUI, then install CrewUI, and then you can use CrewUI CLI command to create a new project and run it. When you will watch the setup video, you will see that I have explained how to create a basic sample project using the CrewUI CLI that is related to some research agent. You can run it and it will verify that your CrewUI setup is complete, but that is not the actual project we are talking about in this sessions. Many students are showing me that project, so that is just for the confirmation that your setup is complete and you are able to create a basic project. Now once you do that, you need to set up this Excelrs medical crew project which I have created and uploaded here on the GitHub. So once you understood how basic things are working, once you set up the crew UI and run it, you need to run this project. So this is the final project which you need to run and understand. When you will run this project, you will understand how this whole thing is working. Multi-agent is actually replying based on your query. There is one inquiry agent which properly inquires the patient based on its main symptom which is given. It asks follow-up questions, and then based on the symptoms it gives advice, and if required it books a appointment. So this whole real world scenario is implemented in this project. So how you can set up this project and run it. So once you understood this basic things, you don't have to run this project. From the point I have created agent, it's not runnable. I just use this to clear the concept. So you use this to understand, then use my setup video to set up the CrewAI. Don't run that project also. Ultimately you have to run this project. Okay, I have explained this all in the 9 p.m. call, but I'm again explaining here in this video. So two steps, you understand this whole thing from basic Python to multi-agent and manager. You follow that setup project, get the CrewAI setup. Once everything is done, you go to this link and you have to download this and run this. So you have to go to code. There are two options. You can clone this project in your local. One is this https, copy this and run git clone command. For that you need git installed, but that git part is not in this scope of these sessions. You can use this download zip option also. So go click on this download zip, save it, on your local. You will get a zip file. unzip it. Okay, you can click on this, go to this folder which is not unzipped. You have to copy it and paste it outside this folder, then it will be extracted, unzipped. So now you got this project, open it in Visual Studio. So you will see this code where you have this one env file which has these two properties. Model is GPT-4 and open API key here, which is not right. You have to paste the API key here which I have given. Instead of you have to paste the key. And then you have this main py code, crew AI, these tools, and the agents and tasks, everything you have, which I have already explained. Okay, so once you download this project, you opened it, you go to the folder, open a command prompt. Okay, inside this folder, now first thing you have to do is, once you install Python and all crew AI setup is done, you have to run crew AI install to install the dependencies of this project which you just downloaded. Once this is done, all the packages are installed, you are ready to run this project. But before that you need the key. So you can paste the key which I have shared with you all. For now I will create a new key. And now I will run this project. Okay, it started running. So let's understand what to expect. So as I told you, in this basic project we have a manager. So in crew AI we have a crew which is there in crew.py. So this is my crew. Okay, here. So like we have manager here, we are creating manager. Here we are creating the crew, and that's what is running the crew. So the crew starts, which has these agents and tasks. Like here we have these agents. Okay, so once it starts, it checks what all the tasks it has to do. So there are two tasks. Okay, first task is inquiry task. So it will start the inquiry task. Inquiry task has this instruction: collect the patient's main health concern via the ask user tool. So it will ask question, which is here. Could you please describe your main health concern? I can say I have a mild headache. Okay, so this is the tool output. Now based on this, it will generate follow-up question using the LLM. Now see, we are seeing this follow-up question. That means the LLM connection is working. The key is right and the LLM connection is working. So it generated this follow-up question based on my symptom. How long have you been experiencing this headache? Can you describe its severity and have you taken any medication for it? I can say some severe response or I can say mild response. Based on that, it will decide this advice and the action. So I'll say let's do respond with some mild symptoms. Just from today, it's mild, no medication. So now the inquiry task is completed. Then the crew will start the advise task and start with the advise bot, the agent, which has instruction based on the details provided, which has this instruction based on the inquiry information provided, analyze the health situation and provide appropriate advice. This is the instruction which, and this is the this is the suggestion based on the details provided. This seems to be a case of mild headache which has recently occurred. Before recommending medication, it would be best to first consider some non-pharmacological methods to whatever it's there. Now, when you say headache, even if it's mild, it always books an appointment. It's saying that it's mild, but still it books an appointment. Okay, and then summarizes everything, and then final uh, summary is there. Based on the information given, your headache is currently mild and started only today. I would advise trying some non-pharmacological method first, such as rest, hydration, etc. If the headache persists or gets worse, medical consultation would be advised. An appointment has been booked via Practo for you in case you need to consult with a professional. The doctor will be contacting you shortly. Right? A pure, very production level execution. Now let's run it again and give some non-severe symptom. Let's run it again. There's some problem. It's not asking me the question, so I'll run this again. These are the issues we face while making the things production ready, which we have to fine tune. Okay, could you please tell me about your main health? So I'll just say I have cold since morning. How long have you had the cold? Are there any additional symptoms? So I'm just trying to say as mild as possible. See, so final output is your symptoms suggest you have a common cold. This isn't too serious. It should resolve itself within a week or so. and suggestion, but it has not booked any appointment, right? So it's working very smartly. So try to check it based on your different symptoms, severity and all, and see how it performs. You can fine tune from the YAML files. There are instructions which you can change and see how it performs. When you understand this, you can even add a new agent called emails agent, which can send email after this advice. This advice can be emailed. Okay, so try to run this and understand the code. If you have any doubt, you can ask. I have clarified everything. This was the basic Python code. This is a very well structured code, but it's not production ready. It was just used to explain the concept. It will not run. You have to set up Crew AI. I have sent you a video. Use that, set up that. Don't run the project which is there in the setup video. That is just for the setup. What you have to run and submit is the main medical crew, which you can download here without even installing Git, and just you have to run two commands: crew AI install and then crew AI run. But before that you have to mention the key here in this environment file. Key I have shared with you all. Only this thing and you can run the agent. Understand this code. Don't just follow the instruction and run it. Try to understand how it's working. Okay, so next task would be to connect this backend service to a front end, so that we can share it with anyone and they can use it in a chat interface. They can provide symptom and this bot answer can be populated there.